Can't hear you, fam. Can't hear you. Boy, that's about right. Both of our teams seem like they ain't want to hear us today. They ain't want to hear us today, man. Football, man. I'm so sick of football, man. What's up, DJ? What's going on? Oh, you got look here. Look. Let me get this stuff off real quick. Shout out to everybody. Let me give a couple shout outs before we get going, man. Shout out to Bucs Gold Game. What's good with you? Shout out to If Panthers Spoke. Shout out to Poppin' Bullets. Shout out to Trill One. Shout out to everybody that's in here, man. I ain't talked to DJ about this, but it's gonna be all good whenever it happens. Because we're gonna actually take some phone calls later on, man. I'm gonna put the phone number up here. Let's talk this thing through, y'all. NFL is where it's at. The Carolina Panthers, as you see, is where it's at. The New Orleans Saints, as you see, is where it's at. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, is what we've been seeing all year. And, hey, it might be some validity to that. And the Atlanta Falcons, man, everything we spoke on, DJ. I'm going to have my co-host in here, man. I'm going to have my host in here. What's going on, brother, man? You still ain't got no sound? That boy hot. He's so hot over there, his mic don't even want to act right. He don't even want to act right now, man. But look, the NFC right now is one of the worst divisions in football. One of the worst divisions in football. It is pathetic. Pathetic. And it starts with this team right here. This team right here, who has no freaking identity and been saying it all year long. I saw this week one. Everybody wanted to understand why I was going off the train, why I'm acting the way that I'm acting. It's because I saw this week one. I saw it. This offense is piss poor. We can't get in the end zone to save our life. If it's not for our defense is scoring more touchdowns than our offense. That's pathetic. That is pathetic. And I don't want to hear PJ Walker's name no more from Panther fans. I don't want to hear it. Everybody keep talking about, well, PJ about to take this thing up. I don't want to hear PJ Walker no more, man. Passer rating, they say they didn't want to let, man, look. PJ has had a less than 20% QBR his entire career as a Carolina Panthers. His entire career. He's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. Right now, he's 2-1. The Carolina Panthers are just a piss poor football team. And we deserve the number one pick. I'm getting tired of watching teams play, man, and have good football. I'm tired of watching terrible ass football. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I got a few notes, man. I'm going to hit some stuff later on, man. We're going to touch on some of these games. We might get showing from Sean. What up, Sean J, if you here? What up, TJ Jones? If you're checking us out, man, they might come on. I'm not sure. But I'm going to be here for sure. And my co-host DJ is going to be here. But I'm going to be here for a little while. So we got a lot to talk about, man. Yes, Trill. Defense has scored more points than our offense. So let's get down to this football game, man. Let me talk about the Carolina Panthers since I'm in here. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey for being a professional. If I'm Christian, I would have been asked for a trade. Y'all wasting my life, wasting my time, wasting my youthfulness as a Carolina Panthers running back. I came into this league as one of the premier talented football players with the ball in my hands, and I have not had any success outside of, what was it, my rookie year when you went to the Super Bowl as a backup, 15-1, something like that. Well, no, that wasn't even a year. That was 17. Like, he has not had success playing for the Carolina Panthers. It's beyond ridiculous. This is ridiculous. We got antics over there with Robbie Anderson and their coaches and stuff. This is pathetic. This is horrendous professionalism when it comes to football. And I know Steve Wilkes is a stern dog. Yes. Shout out to Trill One, man. What's going on, Christopher Favor? Shout out to Riley 1090. Yeah, man, this is bad. And as my son would say, in the words of a bright young man's quote, shout out to you popping bullets, dog water. Dog water. Yes, Atlanta's the only team that won in the South. It hurts to see Bradbury right now making plays. I've been a huge Bradbury friend. Bradbury! Shout out to Bradbury. DJ, are your mic good? Are you good? We got
do you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I hear you great, fam. I hear you great. Oh, DJ look like me. DJ over there looking pissed like me. We're going to shift this over a little bit. It might confuse y'all because I'm going to go ahead and be on my sorry old Panther side, and I'm going to let you be over there on your Bucs side. DJ, man, I could go on for hours, man. I thought about just doing. I was like, nah, man. My co-host, he over here in pain just like me. So let's just go ahead and talk this thing through, man. Talk it through. I'm speechless, and I'll get into the officials and some stuff later on, but I'm not the one to just keep blaming officials for things, man.
Yeah, fuck that.
When you are a duck and you quack like a duck, you are a duck. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Tyrann Mathieu. We told y'all Saints fans about him too. But DJ, man, I know how I'm feeling. Me and my boy ain't even rap much this weekend, man. We got family stuff going on. Sorry we couldn't do too much previews, but hey, man, we decided to just come on tonight and just talk to Ish, man. We need to talk this thing through.
I'm happy I didn't preview this motherfucker. Like, you know what? What am I previewing? A defense that continuously holds teams like, well, I think we're like top 5 in points allowed in the NFL right now. And it don't matter. It don't matter. I'm not even saying this defense is just all world. But this defense is good enough to at least want, we should be at least no more than have two losses. I mean, that's being nice. Look, this offense is just pathetic. It's pathetic. It's just nothing else to say about that. Tom Brady, people ain't gonna like this. I'm gonna say it right now. It's over. It's fucking over. Like Tom Brady, he, look at him, in his eyes, he's just really snarky and it's not competitiveness. It's like whining now. Like I know people always say he's a whiner, but he gets like ultra focused. He gets in the game. And he does what he needs to do. He just seems very pessimistic and like, what I'm saying? Obviously, he has all the stuff going on the off, his off the field. This man's, I don't know. He checks the ball down so fast. He doesn't allow any route concepts to develop. And it's not only his fault, right? I mean, the run game. That's been a problem the entire time under Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles. The run game. There's no run game here. There's nothing to lean on there. And just the concepts are so bad, man. You sit here and watch these other games. I was talking to my boy that was over here, and I'm like, the era of the statue quarterback is over. Tom Brady is the last one to be able to stand strong doing it. Them days is over. If you watch every game around the NFL, there's some kind of motions, there's some kind of movement in the pocket, RPOs. What we do, drop back, play action, find your location, stand there, and the defense just comes in and, they know where you're going to be. They have an area where you're going to be. I don't see this from any other team in the NFL that's any good. You don't move nothing. It's just a statue. Like, it's just bad. And then when they don't put up a field goal because they're not scoring damn touchdowns, it's a 3 and out. Like, a majority of our freaking possessions are less than a minute and a half. It's bad. It's horrible. This offense is terrible. It's just we get in the red zone. You already know what it is. We're kicking a field goal. Like, when we get on the other side of 50, you already know it's going to be a field goal. Like, it's just it's bad. And it starts with Byron Leftwich, and it's right there, not that far with Tom Brady. I don't care what anybody says. Tom Brady is a 20-year-old vet. And if you think I'm just going to sit up here and say this is all on Byron Leftwich, people need to go kick rocks. There's no way you're going to have a guy like that has so much experience who draws up. They're going to ask you, what plays do you think we should run this week? This is what we see. What do you see? I guarantee Tom Brady's not blindly going into these games, with this game plan. This shit is god awful, man. This shit is bad. You know what I'm saying? I can't even get on my defense because it's not even fair to even get on him. I mean, I can get on Devin White and hitting Kenny Pickett. After he saw what happened last week with all that roughing the passer, you're going to push him when you already saw the ball was gone. Gave them life. They go down and score, and they go down the field and score. Like, that's stupid shit. I wish I could sit here and, like, critique that and, talk about some of the things that go on in the game. No, it's just the same shit every damn week with this offense. This shit starts with the offense and ends with the damn offense. I don't give a damn what the defense does at this point because they're not giving up 30 points, 25, crazy amount of points every single week. It's so hard to watch this team. And then you go watch other games. Like I said, offenses aren't, lighting the world on fire, but they're holding on the ball. They're getting third downs. It's bad, man. It's freaking bad.
Yeah, it is, man. But I will say this, DJ, man. The consistency of not being able to get in the end zone has been there with this football team all season long.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. I'm now ready to just let it go now. It's not – I'm not going to say wait for my players get here, wait for the – no, fuck. No. Rob Gronkowski's not, and that's the main thing. I know you're talking about Antonio Brown, stuff like that, but Rob Gronkowski not being here for Tom Brady, in my opinion, is the biggest difference maker in that red zone. I think Tom Brady does not know who to go to or even have a first look of a Rob Gronkowski before he goes somewhere else. He's trying to figure it out. I mean, he'll even throw it to Mike Evans on the fade. No, I haven't seen that in a couple weeks now.
I don't think he has an option. I personally don't think he has an option over there, man. I think Chris Godwin's a heck of a receiver. I think Mike Evans is working on a Hall of Fame career. But I don't think he has the options in the red zone that he likes to put the ball there. Mike Evans is a fade, throw it up, let him try to get a catch in the red zone guy. Other than that, your tight end is not – you don't have anybody there. Your running back game is not there to be able to dump it off to. You don't have an option. And the offensive line is not what it used to be. And that is the biggest Achilles heel with this offense. And we talked about that going into this season, that they lost 3-4 guys on the offensive line. Not just 3-4. They lost Jensen. They lost Kappa. They lost Ali Marpet. And Gronkowski, you spoke on it. Those are 4 legitimate pieces that he trusted with this offensive line to be able to stand in the pocket and deliver those passes that you want him to do. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that comfortability. He doesn't have that security. I watched the game as much as I could, red zone here and there. I was at church. We had a tailgate. Shout out to St. John's Missionary Baptist Church. We had a great time at St. John's. But he just doesn't have – he's getting on – I see him on the floor quite a bit. On the ground quite a bit.
But, he's still the least sacked quarterback in the NFL right now. He's been sacked less than any other quarterback in the NFL as of right now. And,
but he's 45, DJ. But at
the end of the day, he's fucking playing. I don't give a fuck what age he is. I can't put – come back out here and play another year. I don't want to hear that. If you just want to just sit here and just check down the ball and do a bunch of stuff, not let any route concept develop or nothing like that, hey, why'd you come back? You know what I'm saying? If you didn't think you had the intestinal fortitude to be able to stand in the pocket, and yes, you knew you lost pieces even when he decided to come back. If you ain't want to stand there and take them hits, hey, it is what it is, because you knew what you were coming back to. And like I said, that's what's hurting this team. And like I said, I know he has a lot going on. And like I said, I'm not trying to make this a bitch gripe thing about Tom Brady, but at the end of the day, it's hard to watch what we're watching. I mean, as Bucs fans. And then on top of that, obviously the run game, the short yardage shit. Like, Tom Brady was an ace for all his life on, sneaks. We try to run a sneak. He lost yards. How do you lose yards on a sneak?
Because his offensive line is trash, DJ. This is not a good interior offensive line.
But once again, I get that. I get all that. But I'm just saying, it just doesn't make any sense. If it's not there, you check out of it. Once again, I don't know.
Where is he gonna go? I guess that's my thing. Is I'm hearing you, DJ. I'm not saying Tom Brady is at the state that he was when he helped y'all win the Super Bowl. I know he's regressed. I know Father Time is catching up with him. But I'm just looking at what I saw. You don't have a running game. And he needs that, especially at this age. And we
say he needs that.
What you mean?
Mike,
everybody needs a running game.
Mike, answer this question for me. Do you believe week in and week out, Tom Brady is not involved in the offensive game plan every week?
Absolutely. Why is he the coach? You expect him to be the offensive coordinator? He needs to be the head coach. He needs to block for himself. He needs to carry the ball to the receivers. He needs to run the ball. What do you need to do?
Yes. You know why? Every time things go right for the Buccaneers, it's all Tom Brady. It's always Tom Brady whenever everything goes right. But when things go wrong, everybody wants to blame everything else, and everybody got more excuses for everything else. And Tom Brady stands in the back like, I don't throw frags. I don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Like, this is an all collective thing. Him and Byron Leftwich and him next to each other trying to figure this shit out when he throwing and breaking freaking surfaces and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to give Byron Leftwich any passes, but I'm not here to also give Tom Brady 0 passes about what I see out here. Once again, the thing that was working when you want to talk about a run game was when they were tossing the ball. When they tossed the ball and allowed Leonard Fournette to get a head full of steam, he was able to pick up some yards. But when it comes down to pivotal times during the game, you want to run in the heart where Casey Hayward is, all them big boys is, where our line's not getting pushed in front of, and just run into a stone wall, and we just continuously see the same bull every single time. It's just and that's Tom. It's definitely play calling along with the quarterback. Look, I'm in 20 years into this thing. I'm not going to sit here and act like Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, the greats, right? We're talking about the greats. The greats look at defense and make decisions.
And that's how he got y'all a ring. That's how he got y'all a ring. That's how he got you a ring, because of that. So now all of a sudden, he's just to blame.
I've been talking about this for a while. This ain't.
That's what I'm saying. I guess that's my thing, is because I know this is your team. I'm just on the outside looking in, so I ain't in it, right? This is on the outside looking in. I don't see, and I didn't see from this offense what you saw with them at the beginning of the season. I don't understand how you believe that you get your weapons, that this was automatically going to change. Everything starts in the trenches, and you don't have the trenches to be able to do what you think you can do with this offense. You can't run the ball. You can't stretch the field. You can't do any of that with the quarterback that stands in the pocket with no protection. Well, not great protection. Let me put it that way.
I'm about to say,
he's not mobile.
No protection. The least sacked quarterback in the NFL.
Man, that's because he's getting rid of the ball quick. You just talked about it. He's thinking dummy, so he doesn't get hit.
Least sacked quarterback in the NFL.
Because he's getting rid of the ball, DJ.
But who is that on? Now, if he was getting, you know what I'm saying, if he's getting sacked left and right, and, you know, he's trying to let stuff develop down the field, you can put your head back all you want, Mike. He's not even in the middle of the pack when it comes to that. And like I said, if he's getting beat up and stuff like that, that's a different conversation. But because you're just dropping the ball off, getting 3 and outs, having minute possessions, that's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
He was doing that last year. Y'all had so many 3 and out drives that it was ridiculous, dog. It was ridiculous how many 3 and out.
He had 43 touchdowns last year, and he had thought over 4,000, I think almost 5,000 yards passing last year.
You don't think he's going to get close to that this year? He's thrown the ball 150 times in 3 games.
He had one 300-yard game this season so far.
He's thrown the ball 150 times in 3 football games. Where do they do that at and have success? Tell me.
I'm not saying, I hate the offense. Like, I thought they were going to change some things. They ain't changed nothing. Like you said, it's just been worse.
Thank you, Trill.
Worse this year, and it's just it's
thank you. Thank you, Trill. He's scared to get hit because he's old, so he dumps it off. And that speaks to the numbers that you're talking about, though.
They retired.
And I think that's what he was contemplating when he went on that hiatus. I believe that's what he was contemplating when he went on that hiatus. I truly believe that.
They retire right now.
Because personally,
this is football still. I don't need somebody to tell me that he doesn't want to get hit, so he's going to let the ball go. Whatever happens to the ball, it don't even matter no more because he's just trying to make it through this. He didn't have to come back this year. I guess that's what everybody's missing. It's like he don't want to get hit. He don't want the offensive line back. The offense, Ali Marpet already retired before he got here. Alex Kappa signed with another team. Yes, Ryan Jensen got hurt during the preseason. And again, he could have been like, you know what? Kind of like Cole Beasley did. Cole Beasley came here for a week or 2 weeks and said, you know what? I think I'm going to retire. And I guarantee nobody at the beginning of the season, when Ryan Jensen went down and, Tom Brady, like, you know what? And especially with the stuff going on with his family, like, I thought I could do this, but, I got to retire. Nobody would have been mad at that man. But if you're telling me he's going to just drop back and drop the ball because he's afraid to get hit, he just want to make it to the end of the season, that's wow.
And even with him doing that, DJ, he's the best option that you have on your roster. Hey, even with him doing that,
saying he's not. That's
then. So if he retired, let's keep this thing funky. I'm gonna keep it funky with you, DJ. If it wasn't for Mike Evans and that whole fiasco of Tom Brady starting stuff and being dramatic, I don't know if the Saints game is a guarantee. If he didn't do that old antics with the Falcons and all of that, I don't know if that game is a guarantee. There's been one clear-cut victory for Tampa so far, and that was week 1. Everything else, I don't know. So the temper tantrum and all that stuff, yeah, it was cool. He's been doing that all season. It was just cool because y'all were winning. He did the same thing last week. He did the same thing against the Saints. He's been doing that. We tried to tell you that. We tried to tell you that even live.
You try to make it sound like this is something I didn't know. Once again, I was just saying, basically our offense limped into the season. We didn't have nothing for a good 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sit back. And like I said, it was nothing about the offense. I got excited. Everybody's just blow the league on fire when you got people like Patrick Mahomes and Josh, Jalen Hurts out here doing what they do. I didn't think we were about to just like, we're just going to catapult. But we have been definitely one of the worst offenses in the NFL. And I was like, all right, you get Mike Evans back. Chris Godwin looks like his ACL is holding up. They should get a little better. I was maybe close to 15 or ish average in the league. But it hasn't even been that. And now that I've seen that and know that, yes, now I'm going to be like it. I'm going to call it all out because I understand we're only, at week 7? But yes, once again, like you just said about your team, if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it is a duck. And that's exactly, even with it didn't matter if you got Scotty Miller out there, you got Mike Evans out there, it all looks the same thing. They're going to move the ball a little bit on some downs. They're going to get their 3 and outs. They're going to get to the red zone, or they're going to get on the other side of 50, and Suckup's going to kick it. I wouldn't be surprised if Suckup is probably the highest percentage kicker in the NFL right now. I wouldn't be surprised about that. But,
and that's why he's my fantasy football kicker, because I've seen the red zone woes for y'all. Y'all are great move, and I ain't going to say great, but you move the ball between the 20 and 20. You're going to get a pass interference call that's going to put you in field goal range. That's inevitable. That's been happening for years. So I didn't see the play on that one. I just saw like, dang, they already down there. But this is what's happened. And so I got to go to this Trill thing. So now you mad because he came back. I don't know what Bucs fans want. You want the 2020 season? You don't have that talent.
Tom Brady came back. But you guys are telling me, he's 45 years old. What you expect him to do?
He doesn't have his guy.
Why did you come back? That's what I'm asking right now. I don't know what Bucs fans are doing. I say I'm not in Twitter field Buckland. I don't follow a bunch of Bucs fans. A lot of them argue about shit that has nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm only doing this right now because there's no way you should have lost to this Pittsburgh Steelers team that their entire secondary was out. Micah Fitzpatrick was out. Both of their top corners were out. There's no way you should have lost this game to them at all. I mean, it's just that simple. They didn't do much on offense. When Trubisky came in, Trubisky's the Buck killer. I put that on Twitter. I put that when I saw him come in, I was like, here we go. But before that, they weren't doing nearly anything. Najee Harris wasn't doing much. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Pickett had I think under 100 yards passing. Like nothing was going right for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They just hung around because we're just, when we do move the ball, we get in the red zone, we're kicking a freaking field goal. And when I saw that, I'm like, Mike Tomlin, I'm a big fan of him. I already know what's going to happen. You let that team stick around, and it happened. And then they brought in, like I said, their pinch batter of Mitch Trubisky, who killed the Bucs. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. I was already there with it. But man, like I said, this stuff is getting unacceptable. And like I said, I know Tom Brady is not the only person to blame, but I'm tired of Tom Brady getting to stand in the back while everybody else is just taking shot, boom, boom, blaming everybody else, blame, the offensive line, blaming this. I mean, look, there's issues there.
The damn show is. It was issues before the season.
Also with Tom Brady, called out for what it is. Stop trying to defend it. He's not playing at Tom Brady level. It just is what it is.
No, I guarantee you, because he can't. He can't be.
Okay, Mike. Okay.
All right, so and I'm sorry, you talking about guys that are 20-something years old, and then you want him to go out there and play like them. 20-something years old, wet behind the ears. Just imagine, right? And when we talking man to man, let's say you married at 22 years old. You mean to tell me you and your wife, the way you gonna that thing at 20-something years old versus 40-something is going to be the same? Come on, bro. It's a different game when you get to this grown man status. And if he doesn't have the protection to be the Tom Brady he needs, and if he's not have the comfortability in that pocket, he's not going to do that. And from what I've seen, I can't see him standing back there having all day long to be able to throw them deep routes and do all of that type of stuff. So I'm not excusing him, but what I'm saying is I can't fault Tom Brady. No, I'm not. You're making Tom Brady the scapegoat, and the only reason that you're having this issue. Claypool ain't done nothing in forever, and he just put up 100 yards and a touchdown damn near on y'all. But yet that's Tom Brady's fault. That's Tom Brady's fault. You just ran the ball 26 times for 75 yards, less than 3 carries 3 yards a carry, and that's Tom Brady's fault.
That's been for 3 years. Why are you making it sound like this is something brand new?
Because he had his guys.
Now brand new stuff.
He had his guys.
Close to 100 yards. You got like Claypool went Julio Jones on us or something like that.
DJ.
They had less than 200 yards passing altogether. Like you
DJ.
Said, like this, they Patrick Mahomes does from that week before.
Man, DJ. Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski was Tom Brady's guys. Yes, Himothy himself. They were Tom Brady guys. And you were in denial on the reason why that offense flourished the way that they did, because AB's stats weren't there. AB is dynamic, and he demanded attention. You can sleep all you want to. All I know is the offense has looked like doo-doo. No, the offense has looked like doo-doo with both of them gone.
Antonio Brown's the major issue with this team. Like, I knew Rob Gronkowski losing to him would be a problem, and it's showing its head, because where is it having the most problems at? The red zone.
It showed it with AB. It showed the same thing with AB. I haven't seen you win a lot of games without this man either. So what I'm saying is, it's a comfortability of knowing that I got a guy out there. You got to think. You got to thank you. AB is a very good player. He's just crazy in the head. Absolutely,
he's not a great player.
Absolutely. But what we're not going to do is sit there and act like Mike Evans is his guy. Yes, is he a red zone threat? Is he a big body? Is he going to get pass interference? Is he going to be a game breaker? Mike Evans has never been a game breaker. The only game breaker that you have on your football team is Chris Godwin, and he out there halfway healthy. Even though he's getting up to speed now, you don't have that guy. So why all of a sudden you sitting over there looking like, oh, it's Tom, because he's supposed to be Peyton Manning? Did you see what Peyton Manning looked like in Denver? Did you see what he looked like? And they still were able to win football games. Why? Because the team was built better. They had an identity. Y'all don't have an identity on offense outside of throw the ball 150 times in 3 games and say, oh, just throw it up there, knowing that we can't protect them because you can't run the ball. Everybody you bring in, whether it's Rashad White, whether it's Ronald Jones, whether it's Keyshawn Vaughn, whether it's Giovanni Bernard, it doesn't matter. These guys can't produce in the run game. And so, yet, it's going to be all Tom Brady's fault. Forget Byron Leftwich. Forget any of those other guys. It's Tom Brady. It's the GOAT's fault. It's the GOAT's fault. That's what it sounds like,
exactly,
DJ. And y'all let me know in the chat if that ain't how it sounds.
Yes. We're gonna say just like all the time. Wash your hands. That ain't got nothing to do with him. Nope. So yes,
we're not having it.
No.
That's not the conversation we're having,
I'm
dude.
done with that. So just like that, Byron Leftwich. This Todd Bowles needs to learn how to call offensive plays. It's his fault too. It's Jensen's fault for getting hurt. It's who else we gonna blame? Let's blame Cam Brate, with his little head injury, which I don't know why they keep on bringing him back. He should be out for weeks, and I hope everything is fine with Cam Brate having to get carried off on that stretcher. But we're just gonna blame it on everything else. Tom Brady's fine. He just needs that Great Wall of China. Even though we knew it wasn't going to be here, like we all knew it was going to be a drop off. We knew Luka Decky was a liability. Man, you know what I'm saying? He knew this stuff already. It wasn't like we didn't know this. Tom Brady knew this stuff too and decided to still play. But
okay, all right. So because he played, kudos. It's on Tom Brady. So that's going to be the final. You say because I don't want to keep going on. I got to get to this. But I got to get to the Panthers game too.
Just get to the Panthers game.
We can't talk 30 minutes on Tom Brady.
You didn't watch the game, so it don't even really matter. So
I did watch the game.
So, yeah, it is.
I've been watching Tampa, and the thing is, everything that I've communicated about Tampa Bay is exactly what's happening about Tampa Bay. I told this man his offensive line was not it. So they can't run the ball, and they can't protect him enough to be able to throw the ball.
I told you what was going to happen. I said, let this get a couple weeks, and I'll be going off on it. But now all of a sudden I'm doing it. It's
you're
like,
you're going off on Tom.
You already knew I was going to be like that.
So y'all let us know in the chat. Is it Tom Brady or is it the Bucs? Let us know.
The offense, which includes Tom Brady. That's all I'm freaking saying. But everybody want to exile everything with Tom Brady and just say it's just violent. It's the horrible play calling. It's the run game has always been terrible. Tom Brady's used to throwing 40, 50 times a game and putting up 40 touchdowns and all this other stuff. It's not like you don't do that. But all right,
just
whatever.
Because it's always terrible.
It's not his fault, man.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It's not his fault. Yes, you are. It's not his fault.
Okay, y'all hear this guy? Thank you. Hey, I'm gonna read this chat by DP Bucks 32. DP Bucks 32. O-line is bad for the Bucks. You're a Bucks fan, right? Oh no, now hell no, nigga. You had your opportunity. Offensive line is bad for the Bucks, right?
I'm done. Go ahead.
The offensive line is bad for the Bucks. But yet, everybody, just because I'm not coming in here and saying it's all Tom, I'm pointing out everything that's going on with Tampa. I'm not emotionally invested in this thing. This is from me on the outside looking in. I've communicated this before, and I've seen this happening. Sean told you last week, Wednesday on the live. We both talked about this. This is what's going on with Tom. It's Tom Brady. Tom is a crybaby. Should have lost last week, too. That's from a Falcons fan. We've been saying the only reason that you all have potentially won these games.
That's Tom's fault. I don't hear that. Nope, that's not on him.
Okay. All right, well, he's going to be childish. So let's go on with the Panthers game. I mean, this is what he's going to be childish. Let's go to the Panthers game, man.
Yeah, do that. Because
he want to be childish. I asked the chat what y'all think, and we giving up both. He said Tom Brady. He said the offensive line. And I think it's also everything. It's the running game. It's the offensive line. It's Tom Brady. It's Byron Leftwich. And it's those bum-ass receivers. It's all of it. They don't have a tight end. It's the whole offense. But I can't just sit there and say it's all on Tom Brady's back. He got to be the difference. And that's all we saying, too. It's not all Tom. Receivers drop passes. The D is playing bad. Yeah, DJ wants to think every single moment that a defense, that the offense is scoring, they lose game. Oh, it's the offense wasn't doing their job. My defense held up. Get out of here with that, man. The defense ain't been to the same level either. This team is not where it used to be, and that's okay. I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna let you get your rocks off. I gotta get some water. Get your rocks off. You want to get Tom? Tom is the guy. Tom, get your rocks off. I ain't gonna be here.
Off. I'm good. I'm good now. I say what I need to say.
I don't know. It's hard for me, man. When y'all just, I don't know, man. I don't know. You can't get in the end zone. Thank you. Thank you.
That was the beginning. Oh, he probably just got there, but yeah, that was already the beginning. Woes in general. That's the main issue with this team is getting into the end zone and also on third and shorts. They can't complete third and shorts. They just continuously get stonewalled, and they got to punt it, and it's the red zone issues. Like, it's bad.
So you mean stonewall how?
I mean, if it's 3rd and 2, we already know we're punting. Like, it don't matter if it's a run, Tom Brady sneak. If it's a pass too, it just seems like nothing works for this team in short yardage. When we were one better, I know that goes back to having players, but you're gonna say we've had, like Rob Gronkowski, I couldn't think of his name, sorry, and then obviously Antonio Brown. Obviously Antonio Brown being there every week, like you believe he was, and him always being there. We don't got him no more, so that's the one that really matters. So,
to me, that is a clear indication of what DP Buck 32 said. The offensive line is bad for the Bucs. You can't get pushed to be able to win those type of short down because you can't run the ball consistently either. You can't protect Tom, even though Tom has not been sacked, quote unquote, as much as other quarterbacks. He's still getting pressure.
It's facts.
He's still getting pressure. He's getting rid of the ball because he is intelligent, so he's not taking those sacks. But he's getting off the ground quite a bit, screaming and hollering and fussing and frustrated. He's going through a crisis right now in his life that he shouldn't be playing football. He shouldn't be because he's not helping.
I think that's what this really comes down to, and I really think that's what it is. I honestly think mentally he can't be all the way invested in what's going on here no more. That's the issue. It's not that Tom's not great. Everything he's done in his career, he's always been 1,000%. You just said it yourself. How many games has he missed? Not games, excuse me. How much time did he miss having to do other things away from the Bucs? It's been a lot. He's not totally invested. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot going on in his life. He's 45 years old. He's going through a divorce. His kids are growing up. All kinds of stuff like that. He talks about it in these presses. That's what I'm saying. And then you see him on the field, Tom Brady usually has that little snarl look. He looks like he's just like agitated all the time now. It doesn't even like he wants to play. Like, it's just like, I'm just trying to make it through because I came back. And that's exactly how it feels like he's playing. O-line has his issues, right? Luke Gardecki is trash. I can't believe the Bucs continue to put him out there for how bad he looks week in and week out. He is the biggest liability. He's one of the main reasons why Tom Brady got sacked in that, roughing the passer stuff, because he's always getting beat. He's the main player game in and game out, giving up the butt and getting beat. But the team continuously puts him out there, which that is, once again, that's definitely now on Harold Goodwin and Byron Leftwich. It's on both of them. And I'm not going to take, Tom Brady doesn't put the offensive line out there. And that's what they think that Luke Gardecki gives them the best. If that's the deal, y'all need to go trade, get a free agent, because he looks horrible. Horrible. I mean, like I said, everybody else has a little issue. Tristan Wirfs probably didn't have his best game today. He had some little bit issues with, I think he had a couple calls. I think he got caught one time going down the field, blocking or something like that. And also, I think he got hit with encroachment or something like that. So, Tristan Wirfs didn't have his best game today. Like I said, Hainsley, he just, he basically gets up there. He doesn't push forward, but he mirrors players and just keeps them out majority of the time. But like I said, Luke Gardecki is the problem. If you want to talk about the offensive line being terrible, I don't think Donovan Smith has been bad this year. And outside of that,
he ain't played. He ain't played all season either.
But he's played the last 2 games, and he hasn't looked bad in those 2 games when I got to see him play.
Right. I'm just saying he hasn't been out there all season. So you got to also think he missed his left tackle a couple games. I don't know. We beating a dead horse. I will say this. Tom Brady is not up to par. He has not played like the vintage Tom Brady. And I guess I came into this season with the expectations of him not being that. I felt like he was going to be 45 years old, but he needed a team around him to help him out this year. And this team is not the team to help him out because they don't have it. And that's all I've been saying. That's all I've been saying. And he's saying, shout out to, he said, Bucs just not playing up to their potential. This now falls on Bowles to fix. Hey, he's the head coach.
Hey, yeah. I mean, that's where it's going to definitely have to start. I mean, he's seeing this stuff, right? I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, outside of, if I'm not mistaken, outside of the game, The highest game they've given up, I think, is like 25 points, but everything else, like you lost to the Packers 12-14. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that.
They let 40-something go up on with the Chiefs.
Right. That was by far the ugliest game they played the entire season.
Oh, I thought you said the high was 25.
No, I said outside of that game.
Oh, okay. My bad. I missed that.
Yeah. That Chiefs game was fire sale, fumble. I don't want to go back into that. But yeah, they've 3 points, 10 points, 14 points, 15 points, and now 20 points.
So to me, outside of that Chiefs game, this defense has trending in the wrong direction because more teams are putting up points each week.
No, Atlanta put up 15. 3, 10.
No. Who was 3? You went in the order.
That was Dallas. Dallas put up 3. New Orleans put up 10. Packers put up 14.
That's the third one. It's going up.
15.
That's going up.
Now Pittsburgh put up 20.
That's a trend of going up, DJ. Every game from week 1 is gone up. I don't care if it's a point. I don't care if it's 2 points. I don't care if it's 4 points. Even if it's 20 points. It's a trend of teams scoring more points each week. And I understand that Chiefs game was an anomaly, so we put that to the side. So that's I don't know, but yeah, Trail One, they are looking like that, man. You got anything else you want to say, man? Because I gotta touch on this.
I'm good.
I gotta touch on this Panthers a little bit, man. A lot of it. I ain't really dive into it like I really wanted to at the beginning. So let's just kind of transition to it. And speaking about piss poor offenses, and I guess that's where my passion is coming from, is because you got to think perception is reality. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are as an individual. Your perception is your reality. That's just the facts of life. And from my perception, you have a quarterback that's going down in the Hall of Fame, and I've been dealing with piss poor quarterbacks since Cam Newton been hurt. I haven't had a quarterback of any type of caliber of that level. I'm sitting over here watching P.J. Walker get a 5 in quarterback ranking. I'm seeing Baker Mayfield in the teens, 15 in quarterback ranking. I'm seeing Sam Darnold being piss poor, throwing more interceptions than touchdowns. That's what I have. So perception is my reality. So when I'm looking at your team, I can't see that, it's just all on Tom Brady. You know why? No. Because I got quarterbacks that can't even get the ball to the receivers.
I'm going to just say this, and I'm done. Your top 7 defenses in the NFL right now. Philadelphia's letting up 17.6 at 5-7. Tampa Bay's at 6 with 16.6. Denver's at 16.0. Jacksonville's at 16.0. Dallas is at 14.4. Buffalo and San Francisco are tied at 12.12. I'm at 2.
Well, not as of right now, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That means that looking at all those defenses, I think we all can agree are playing really good ball, right? And Tampa is in that mix right now, right? So to say this defense has fell off or they're trending and all, like I said, Carl Davis not playing. Like I said, we're not going to continue going into it, but I'm just saying I can't just be like this defense is the main, looking at this at all and be like, there's an issue here when your offense is as allergic to points and moving the ball as this team has been. For them to still be in that place, I think it's pretty impressive. But that's like only, in my opinion, shining light with this team is this defense.
Well, I'm never going to say, and I'm going to say that again. I think Todd Bowles is a phenomenal defensive coach and defensive mind. Phenomenal. Is he a leader of men? I don't know. But I will say this: his schemes, the way he calls defenses, the way he recruits and I guess get players, the type of players he gets to fit his scheme, he does a phenomenal job with that. So I'm not saying, and this is, hear me clearly, everybody out there, not just you, DJ. I'm not saying the problem's the defense. That's never been the issue for me with Tampa. I always felt like their offense was going to be down this year, and I didn't know how they were going to pick that up. And from what we're showing and what you're complaining about or your issues is that, which is very similar to my situation when our defense has scored about just as many points as our offense. That's pathetic. We get 10 points today, And 7 of those came from an Axon Jackson interception. Like for a touchdown. We are allergic to the end zone. And if I'm Christian McCaffrey, if I'm DJ Moore, if I'm any of those, especially Robbie, and we're gonna touch on Robbie and his antics, if I'm Higgins, even though Higgins ain't even touched the field, we trade for Laviska Shenault, and he been out with a hamstring, and yet you still haven't seen a lot of Terrace Marshall. You haven't seen Higgins at all. I'm asking to get the hell out of Carolina. Get me out of there. Please, somehow, some way before the trade deadline, get me out of Carolina, because it's going to get worse than it's going to get better. We're talking right now, DJ. We got a matchup coming up next week. So that's going to be fun. But we got 2 piss-poor offenses, but I just seen an offense that's put up 16 points. 16 points so far this season, put up 24 on us. I can blame the refs because the refs were doo-doo. I could blame all this other stuff, but I'm not going to sit here and do that, because I got to look in the mirror at this football team and say, hey, we've been playing bad football all season long. And that's why when we were having the round table on Wednesday, there's no way I could come out like everybody else talking about, oh, we got Steve Wilkes, PJ Walker about to come in and ball out. How? PJ's career was like 19 passing rate, something ridiculous, or not something very low. He finished today with 5. He has multiple interceptions compared to touchdowns. He can't get it done. When he did try to throw the football to everybody else, it was ridiculous, way wide, out of place. It was just crazy, inerrant passes. He is not the answer. Defensively, I don't know what's going on. Frankie Louvu was out again. Jeremy Chin, he's already on IR. Thank God we had Xavier Woods. But J.C. Horn sat out again. I'm sure he wanted to play. He was pissed off from what I hear. They held him out again. And thank you, Trey. I was just about to go there. Everybody wanted to be Matt Rule, right? And I tried to hang on, and I still think Matt Rule had a lot to do with the building of this and the mentality, so it's going to be tough to break this in just 1 week. But this is something that was done with the Carolina Panthers, and it's not the coaching. This is David Tepper's fingerprint on it. David Tepper's out here trying to be what he's not. You need to stick to what you're great at, be a billionaire with the business aspect of it, and get great people in here that knows football to help you get a winning product. Because as it stands, I've seen this before. This happened when we got Cam. I was telling my family on the way back, this happened when we got Cam Newton. We had Jimmy Clausen at the quarterback position. We were horrendous. Went through, got the number 1 draft pick, and we got Cam. Way things are looking right now, we still have the number 1 pick. There's not a solution. You can't fix this. How do you fix this? You can't fix this. And you got Tampa coming up next week, and you think Baker Mayfield's going to be healthy enough to come in, all of a sudden he's just going to be all world when he hasn't been all year? This team is bad. It's a bad football team from the top all the way down, and there should be fire sales on everybody. Brian Burns, get him up out of here. I love Brian Burns, but he's going to demand a contract that you shouldn't fulfill because you got too many issues out there. Derek Brown is showing up. He's in contract, so he's going to be here a couple more years. Keep him. But you got to let some of these guys go. You got to get Robbie off your books. He want to throw up and get on with the receiver coach because he don't understand why he's being taken out on the money down. Because you ain't done nothing. You ain't proved anything since your first year with Teddy. Last year you got paid and you was out here boo-boo. This year you gave us one real big play that you scored a touchdown at. Other than that, it was boo-boo. So what I'm looking at here is get rid of him. Just get rid of him. Steve Wilkes, you get your input in here. Let them know it's be disciplined. Let them know that I'm the HNC, well, HNIC, I should say, and let that be that. This is a very, 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 very bad play. I saw 6 or 7 possessions where we went 3 and out, 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 3 and out. It was bad the second half. Actually, it started in the second quarter. And outside of Dante Jackson's interception for a touchdown, the offense really had one good drive, and that was the first drive. Other than that, it was bad. Christian tried to run the ball. I thought he ran the ball pretty decent. They tried to give him his touches. He ended up with 20-something touches. And it seemed like he has to be there. He had 13 carries, 69 yards, 5.3 yards a carry. That's solid. That's solid. He also had 7 catches for 89 yards, 8 targets. Solid ball. That's his thing. But who else is giving us production? Ian Thomas, 2 catches for 22 yards was the next high. DJ Moore had 3 for 7. So what I'm seeing is it's multiple quarterbacks coming in. Are these receivers able to get open? Are they able to get open? I've seen it on all 22. Do they have enough time? What's going on with the scheme? I don't know. The defense, in my opinion, we're solid. We got a very, very, very good defense. I'm not ready to say it's great. Not at all. But this team, and it sucks for Steve Wilkes, but he knew what he was getting into. This team's a dumpster fire. They're not going to win anymore, a lot of games. They might get 2 to 3 more games. 2 to 3 wins this season. We're going to end up with a top 3, if not the number 1 draft pick. Hopefully you can retain some of these guys. You got Icky, who I think is playing really good coming along. We got some good pieces on the line, and Brady Christensen, Taylor Moton. We got Austin Corbett for another year. We got some guys there. You get you a young, athletic quarterback that can move in the pocket because, DJ, you hit it on the nail. You can't stand and be a statue anymore. And then you go what you can do for next year. But as it stands this year, I looked at the standings and was like, yeah, the Saints got beat. Yeah, Tampa got beat. Ooh, the Falcons won. If we get a dub here, we already got a win in the division. We right there. We got an opportunity against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 7 to see what it's going to be. But you can forget all of that. There is no winning or success coming from Carolina, and it's going to be like that for a while. This is a doo-doo team, and it sucks that I'm a fan of this football team, and I got to raise my son. Thank God my oldest son seen the light early and was like, I can't cheer for this garbage. I can't cheer for this trash. This is dog water football. No heart, no identity. We just out there, man, this is pathetic. Pathetic football. I'm tired of it. I'm going to quit wasting my Sundays looking at this doo-doo team for 3-4 hours. I could just watch the condensed version for 30 minutes and then just talk on it. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. I ain't got nothing to say about this game outside of this. P.J. Walker has to get put out the game because Jalen Ramsey gets a sack and hits him in the head, but yet it's no flag. My boy Matt Ioannidis comes through, makes a great play with pressure, brings Matthew Stafford down softly, doesn't sling him, doesn't throw him down, doesn't hit him on the head, lets him go, all of that. It's roughing the passer. They had another call that was about to do the same thing, but me personally, I believe the referee was like, look, they can't come back. They can't come back. We didn't done enough. Let's go ahead and not call that one because we know the LA Rams is a big market team and we need them to win. And then nobody cared nothing about that damn Carolina team. Nobody. So we ain't got to worry about that because who's really going to question all these calls in Carolina? They did the same thing in the Cleveland game, and who really questioned it? They had a couple things in the air. Skip Bayless brought it up, all that type of stuff. It went through one end out the other, and they moved on to the next week. And that's what's going to continue to happen in Carolina because this team is that. They put us 32nd for a reason. And to me, I believe the NFL already had it made up in their mind that this team had to be bad. We already predicted that. We're going to make sure that happens because somehow they got to get a quarterback and a franchise quarterback. You can't breathe on the quarterbacks anymore. Absolutely. But I don't know why you saying that, Buck, because you got one of the best quarterbacks back there that you definitely can't breathe on, and you're going to get them calls more than anybody out here in the league. But yeah, right, Trill. They body slammed, WWE slammed Christian McCaffrey out of bounds, picked his little butt up, bam, no issue. None. We got hacks. Dante Jackson, great coverage on Cooper Kupp. They're going to call a bull crap pass interference when we get an interception and bam, they go down and score. That's what I'm saying, man. To me, there's no, man, look. Right, and we can get to that once DJ makes his comments because we're going to talk a little bit about the Falcons and the Saints. But from what I've seen, and we talked about this, the best coaching the Atlanta Falcons have. Who has an identity offensively? The Atlanta Falcons have. And their defense is playing inspiring football because of that defensive coordinator, who is a very, very good defensive coordinator. This is just bad. It's bad football in the NFC South. And Carolina is at the top of that with their 1-5 doo-doo piss poor record. DJ Moore has been non-existent this season. Non-existent.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that thought that this was going to be fixed, because at the end of the day, this team has been won 5 games the last 2 seasons under Matt Rule. That's not going to automatically just switch. There's things going on in that locker room that need to be kind of like when Greg Olsen was talking about it when Ron Rivera was here. Things are going to need to be adjusted. Attitude's going to be adjusted. And whoever is going to be the mindset next year is going to have to fix it. Because like you said yourself, yeah, I bring a lot of Temple players. You bring a lot of Matt Rule guys. Matt Rule is gone now. You know what I'm saying? Not many of them have many reasons but to make it to next year and wherever's going to be after that. You know what I'm saying? I don't – there's no reason for Carolina Panther players to want to play inspired ball this year, really. Like, there's none. You know what I'm saying? Your quarterback is piss poor. Like you said, you have nothing there. The defense, good. They have some great players. Like you said, you lost Jeremy Chin. J.C. Horn is out. Brian Burns is basically one of your only rushers because, I did like Gross Matos, but, he seems like a player that's still trying to figure it out. Derek Brown, he's definitely getting better. You're seeing it within his play, flashing a lot more, looking that way. Like you said, Frank Louvu was out. That's another one of your big, fiery sideline-to-sideline players. I mean, the defense was what you wanted to lean on, and then a lot of it is not really even there. So, and then the offense has been, like you said before, allergic the entire season with those two together. And I think the in-game situational stuff, it's been bad with Matt Rule. I didn't think it was going to get any better. And I think it's just poetic justice. The player that Matt Rule brought in here, which was a Robbie Anderson, would be the first one to throw a tantrum and get thrown out of a damn game. And I guarantee it was all Robbie too, because I've been talking about Robbie for a little while now.
Yeah,
I've been talking about his Instagram posts and he be talking shit when he ain't out here really doing nothing. He ain't putting his head down and just trying to go out here and just, show up and do what the hell he need to do. He's always fucking complaining. He's always complaining. Even when Matt Rule was here, he was complaining. Now he's going. Oh, it's open season now with all the coaches. I guarantee that because Robbie has some kind of chip on his shoulder, like he's this great receiver. No, you're a good receiver when you're in the game, but it seems like your head is never in the game no more. So that's not surprising. And I hope that's not going to separate your locker room, having a player like that acting the way he acting. I can only imagine what he's doing behind closed doors, talking to these other players.
Right. And you're right, man. I hit something. I said it in the game before it really, this was in the game. I said Robbie got paid and became he became an unproductive diva receiver that Matt Rule favoritism ain't happening anymore, Captain. It ain't happening.
Yeah,
so now he has to be coached because it was allowed because of the personal relationship that Robbie and Matt had. This guy, to me, separated himself from the team. He became bigger. He wasn't there in the voluntary OTAs, all that type of stuff. He came in thinking whatever he was going to do was going to work. He trained hard, and now he's getting taken out of money downs because he's not creating the separation of balling, and now he's throwing a temper tantrum. There are rumors out, and rumors have been going out all week long, and it has been definitely, confirmed that Robbie Anderson is the guy that is going to be the first one shipped from Carolina. And he knew that coming into this game.
He should be. I mean,
and I agree. He should be. I like Robbie I like him stand up. He came in there. He did his post-game interview. He answered the questions like a G. Hey, salute to you, my dude. But when it comes to productivity and where you think you are, it's not the same. It's not equally. Because you're not and have never been a number one. You haven't even established a legit number two. You had your 1,000-yard season. What was it? His first year in Carolina. And other than that, out of the 9 years that you've been in it, or however many years you've been in the league, might be 7, 8, you have not gone over 1,000 yards. You haven't done that. And yes, they say money doesn't change you. It just makes you more of who you are. Shout out to Trill One. And that's all that did. It escalated his true personality on who he is. And we got to see Robbie for what he is. He ain't about team. I know what he talking about. I don't want to lose. I want to be a competitor. You sure a competitor? He's about me. Because if he was about the team, right, he did.
He all that, man. I said behind closed doors, there's going to be some separation in his locker room. Because you said Matt Rule made this team about Matt Rule. You always talked about this team's not quitting on Matt Rule. Why? Because they respect Matt Rule. Matt Rule is now gone. And maybe it might, you know how some people say it might not even be respecting. You know how some like kids like certain teachers because that teacher allows them to get away with certain things?
Talking.
You know what I'm saying? And now that person's gone, you're going to get very complacent. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Now everything's a problem. Now, and you said it before. You told me about 2 weeks ago, Steve Wilkes was throwing little things out there saying, what the hell is going on out here?
Yep.
What is this system being? I've never seen anything like this in the – I mean, I maybe add a little bit to it, but it was close to that. You were saying it, and he got into it with Phil Snow about certain things. Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? When he got on here, I guarantee he didn't know what he was probably getting himself into, but he's seeing it. He was like, what? Like, this is – like you said, it was like college stuff. And what happens in college? A lot of kiddie shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now Steve Wilkes is being tasked to have to be like, come on, guys. This is what NFL things should look like. Steve Wilkes has had high-end defenses in the NFL.
Yep.
So it's not like he hasn't been there, done that already. You know what I'm saying? The offense is going to be the offense, right? That's kind of like where I am with the Bucs, obviously. It is what is that. But when you have people like, Robbie, and like I said, I don't know anything else because not anything else is really coming out yet, which I wouldn't be surprised if more stuff starts coming out with these next couple weeks. Because I think people are going to start separating themselves and, picking a side. But, y'all going to have a mutiny on y'all end by the end of the season.
We're a mess. We're an ish show. We're a clown show. I want to touch on something. If you haven't checked Cut It Up, I believe it's called. Steve Smith has a podcast to all the Panther fans out there. Check it out if you haven't, man. And he didn't give the receiver's name, but he said one of these little young bucks, one of his guys on the receivers in the Carolina Panthers was very confused about what happened. And he was like, yo, should I demand a trade? Should I ask to be up out of here? What should happen? And Steve was like, hey, you got to put stuff on film for these other coaches to make you want to, to have that happen. Be a professional. Come out here and be a professional. Do your job. Do whatever you can to. He ain't quite.
He ain't got the production of Antonio Brown, so you can't even compare Robbie Anderson to him.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like I like Rob. I think he's entertaining. Let me put it that way. I think Robbie is very entertaining with some of the stuff that he says. I think he's just kind of Florida all through in and out, and they're a little turnt. They're a little off. Shout out to all my Florida people, man. I got much love for Florida, man. I love Florida.
Yeah, like my cousin always said, he a little touched.
Yes, there you go.
Touched.
He is a little touched, and his truth is really just shining through right now, man. And it's bad, man. This is a bad football team, and I don't think it's a way to fix it. So I expect the Carolina Panthers to continually suck. And we will be playing against Tampa, and I'm guaranteeing a double-digit loss against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Even though they can't score touchdowns, I'm telling you, DJ, you will be able to put up 20-something plus points, and we can't put up any more than 14,
if
15.
It happens either way. I ain't say it's kind of like how I was about that Kansas City Chiefs game. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take nothing from it if that even was to happen because, again, Bucs have their issues and they need to figure it out. But Carolina, like you said, has even more issues.
Right.
And I continue to say this stuff, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they put Steve Wilkes there and Tepper wants him to lose games so y'all can get those top, one of these top quarterbacks. I mean, you've been talking about these quarterbacks for 2 years now.
Right.
You're talking about this quarterback class for 2 years. And now it's here. And like I said, these are supposed to be some really, really good quarterbacks coming out of here. You know what I'm saying? So that's all shocked we got child trash 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked about that because I'm like, all right, well, keep building because we know Tom Brady's not going to be here as long. get ready for this class. And I guarantee your GM and your owners like, go get one of these quarterbacks. Right. We'll continue to fix other things around it, but we need one of these top quarterbacks.
Facts. And I'm sure that's happening, man. It's got to happen. And we're gonna continue to swing for the fences with the quarterback until we hit. And it's unfortunate because this would have been a prime time for Matt Corral to kind of get some really experience, but it sucks because now PJ, even though he quote unquote passed the concussion protocol, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen next week. Is it going to be Jacob Easton? Or are we trying to go get us a free agent? We don't know what's going to happen, man. But all I know is the Carolina Panthers right now are 1-5, and they have the #1 draft pick. And from what I've seen, I can't see it happen. I can't see anything different, man. So
I think it's gonna be a dogfight. As of right now, I'm about to look at these injury reports and stuff like that. Like I said, it's offense. Like I said, unless your players really quit, you know what I'm saying? Like it starts this week, it's gonna somehow be in a dogfight because there's been a dogfight every single game, I think, for the Bucs this season.
DJ, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Your defense is gonna create so many problems for our offense that they're gonna put your team in very, very good situations offensively. And even if you don't get in the end zone a lot, you're gonna get there at least once. And so you're gonna have suck up. Suck up's been kicking 3, 4, 5 field goals a game. I don't see that changing because your defense is gonna put you in positions to be able to get at least some kind of points. That's what's gonna happen. The problem is, are we going to be able to get into the end zone? Because I'm not sure that we're going to get a defensive touchdown. Because how can I have faith that my offense is going to be able to get into the end zone against your defense? You just went over one of the top teams in the NFL allowing points. Y'all are up there. So how are we going to do this against you? It's not going to happen. Just score 7. Boy, you trim in, you on the same page. Because I was just about to say, all you got to do is score more than 17 points, which you're averaging to beat us. That's what's going to happen. So, no, I don't think it's going to. I know it's a divisional game. It could be. No, I don't see it happening. We're going to get the down. This is a piss-poor football team.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. But, we can.
We'll talk on that.
Yeah, we can go further. I mean, all right. And I guess another game. The Bengals beat the Saints. I did catch bits and pieces of this game. I did see like that Shaheed touchdown when he had that nice run. I know this running game was on par this game. I mean, they lit up, then from Alvin Kamara. I think he damn near hit. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, he damn near
1 yard away. 1 yard away.
Yeah. Taysom Hill, then this is probably one of his worst productions, and look, they lost. So I think that speaks to how important it is to get Taysom Hill going over anybody else, because when he's going, this team is very dangerous, especially when they don't have the weapons outside really doing anything. With what's his name, Trey Turner, or not Trey Smith. What's his name? Smith. Traquan Smith. Yeah. Top receiver. And like I said, I kept on saying I don't think it really came down to quarterback with this team solely. But also, I mean, shit, they're giving up 30 points. Fucking Joe Burrow probably had his best game this season against this defense.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So this defense is not as stout as it's been over the years. And
they had a lot of injuries, dog. None of their receivers were there. I mean, their top 3, I just put it that way. All gone. Their best secondary piece was not out there. Marshawn Lattimore didn't play.
Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore didn't play. Yeah, you saw, yeah. That all came and reared his ugly head because
they already don't have a pass rush worth a darn.
Did Jamar chase his first 100-yard game? I think
it might be this season because he went off 132 and 2 touchdowns. Whoever had him on fantasy is probably saying, "Thank you, Lord."
Finally, right. Even Joe Burrow. I mean, no, nothing. He was clean. He didn't lose nothing. He turned the ball over. He had 300 yards passing, along with 3 touchdowns. And that was Joe Burrow in the past. We ain't seen that.
Yeah, and he had a rushing touchdown. He ran the ball 4 times, 25 yards, 6.3 yards a carry.
Whoever started him this week, happy as hell. They ain't seen this production ever. But yeah, I mean, Saints, like I said, they definitely got the injury bug. in a lot of different positions. Obviously, they lost, their first round pick. Both of them.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Yes.
Trevor Penning, and they lost
Olave.
So, I mean, look, this team, they're going to get they're going to probably continue to get the pass of, look, we're hurt. We're hurt. Even though I think they have more issues than just that. And
Absolutely.
I feel like they've been hurt with Sean Payton as coach. Like, I feel like that's been an issue. They lost Drew Brees and still went 5-0. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think Saints fans need to come to realization about the adjustment from Sean Payton, who was there for damn near 2 decades, built a system, and the system is gone now. You know what I'm saying? Like, BA, we had BA for 2 years. Y'all had Sean Payton for almost 20 years.
Yep.
And turning that page is going to be hard. Turning that page is going to be very hard.
Yeah. And shout out to Christopher again, man. Tyrann Mathieu. We talked about the Honey Badger probably till we're blue as my jersey I got on right now.
That's another player that missed basically all of
OTAs and mini training camp, some and we said Malcolm Jenkins and Marcus Williams, along with Charlie Gardner Johnson or Johnson Gardner. We knew this secondary was gonna be in some trouble. Yeah. I know you replaced them with Marcus May. I know you replaced them with all these names. It's just the communication, the camaraderie, that chemistry that they had is gone.
Yeah, Boston Debo missed how many games? Like 3 or 4. Now Lattimore's missing the game. So I mean, it's just a revolving door of just mess in the secondary. So yeah, it's between that and the offense. I mean, like I said, they put up 26 points. That should have been. I mean, if we're putting up 26 points as Bucs, we're probably undefeated. We're losing to Kansas City. We like got one loss probably.
Well, I'm gonna tell you straight up, if we have 26 points, we're undefeated because we haven't given up a ton of points consistently. Now we are undefeated if we put up 26 points like them. We're undefeated. But I will say this: the pass rush is Demario Davis. I thought had a very good showing. He balled out today. He had 2 sacks, by almost 10 tackles. I thought he played really good today. But the pass rush, if you don't have it,
it's bad. It's
not on the D line.
Probably worse than itself. I think there's nothing. There's nothing there. Cam Jordan is a shell of itself.
Yep.
Davenport was more hype than actual production.
Facts.
Their interior is more built for run stopping than they are for pass rush.
Yep.
I mean, we talked about this last year, Mike, or 2 years ago. Them losing Trey, that was the worst decision they made.
It was.
When it came to, defensive end. Like we all said, like, y'all gonna be pissed. And it was because they cap salary. I couldn't re-sign them.
Facts.
And we were like, that's gonna come back and bite y'all in the ass. And you see what Trey Hickerson is out there doing with Cincinnati Bengals. He out there putting up Pro Bowl, All-Pro seasons out here.
Look, the man today, right, against his former team, had a tackle for loss, a pass deflection, and 2 quarterback hits. That's more than any defensive lineman that you had on your roster. Any of them. You can have them combine them. You can combine them. And you had TK had 2 quarterback hits. Nobody else on the offensive lineup. Oh, my bad. Marcus Davenport did have a hit, but they didn't get any sacks. I mean, I don't think it's sad, man. It's sad.
Bucs. Saints fans. This is the adjustment. I mean, when we talk, it's funny how we're talking about the Carolina Panthers and the Saints and the Bucs, and the Atlanta Falcons were the team we were sitting here saying, yeah, we love Arthur Smith. We said it. We said Arthur Smith looks like he's the best coach in this division.
Facts.
But we just don't know if he had the pieces. But we should have stuck with our first word saying he's the best coach in this division. And he going to figure it out because he figured out to get 7 games last year. You know what I'm saying? Sean Jay always was excited about it, which, we kind of understood it because, like I said, we felt like it was going the right direction. We just didn't know how
Right.
far it could go. And then on
Right.
top of that, everything in the South came down, which is going to help Atlanta go up a little further because they have those pieces already in place with the organizational shift.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? With that by itself is putting them as the best team in the South right now. I hate to say it. I got to just say what it is. The Atlanta Falcons, as of right now, is the best team in the NFC South. It's not even a question.
Like the New Orleans Aints are Marcus Mariota fumble with no real time left in the game from being 1-5 right now with the Carolina Panthers, dog.
That's what's going to bite them in the ass, though. That's going to really bite them in the ass.
Yes.
Marcus Mariota.
Yes.
You know, and because even today he only threw one incompletion, but when you start now, you know, they're still, let's be honest, like, you know, they're still playing a third place, you know, roster, schedule with them getting better. So it looks good, right? So when they have to really play, like I said, I'm not even sitting here trying to even shit on the Falcons. I'm not at all. But like I said, they're still the best in this division. I'm still interested to see because their ascension is so much higher than I expected. I want to see really how high it can be. I'm still interested in that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not 100% sure how high it really is. But I know it's moving at a good rate. I'll say that much.
Hear me when I say this, and hear me when I say this clearly. The Atlanta Falcons are making the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe there we go. I believe as it stands today, I know they lost to the Saints. I know they lost to Tampa, so those are two of their losses in this division, right?
It's going to be between Atlanta and Tampa, and because Tampa got already they're 2-0 in the division. Yes. If they can just keep pace with the Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta has to start winning some games in the division. If it comes down to that last, hell, guess who's the last game of the season this year?
Right. That's the beautiful makeup of this. The NFL knows what they're doing.
The NFL,
like, you got to think. You got to think about this, dog. They were in the sweeps for Deshaun Watson and didn't care when they had Matt Ryan on their roster. They didn't care. They said, you know what? We don't care that you can throw the ball and make all these completions and stand in there and do all that stuff and be gritty and tough. Who cares about any of that? That's not our identity. We need a guy that can help us run the ball, do his best to complete passes here and there whenever we need him to, even though he struggled with that sometimes. But the Atlanta Falcons offensive line has been a shining light. That offensive line has played extremely well, and we saw this coming in. We're like, dang, I know it's just preseason, but that old line looked like they're doing some good things, especially when a guy that I really like, Jalen Mayfield, is not even really, I mean, he ain't. Like, look, this offensive line, kudos, and shout out to Arthur Smith because I just clicked on this and saw Arthur Smith takes O-line for post-game stadium beers after beating the 49ers. I'm telling you, football games are won in the trenches, and you don't have to have an elite defense, right? It helps to have that elite defense, but that coach brought an attitude to that team, especially the defensive side, right? He said, we're going to be a tough defense. We're going to fly around. We're going to hit folks. Atlanta has always been this finesse football team that's about offensive scoring and this and that. Now we changing the culture out here, and he's doing it one game at a time with players that aren't anything like what Carolina, what Tampa, or even the Saints have. So for them to be able to produce, and I'm not saying they're world beaters, but look, they allowed 14 points. We know the 49ers not a great team. They were all banged up. They caught them at a great time.
All right.
You know, I give them that. But still, this is the NFL. It's hard to win football games. It's extremely hard to win football games. And they beat a Cleveland Browns team that, you know, this and that. They lost to the Rams close. They haven't had a game that they've been blown out yet. Every game has been one score or less. They lost by 4 to the Rams, 1 to the Saints, and 6 to the Bucs. That's a total of 11 points that they've lost 3 games by. You divide that by 3, that's 3 point something, you know, almost 4 points a game. That's tough, man. Atlanta is playing inspiring good football. I don't know how long they're going to be able to keep it up, but they got the Bengals. I think they got a good chance to get that one. They got Carolina. I'm going to go ahead and give them 2 because they play Carolina again. And they got the Chargers, who's going to be a tough game for them. But then they got the the Bears. They got the Commanders. They got the Steelers. They got the Ravens. Who knows what they are. The Cardinals, we already know the Cardinals are wolf tickets. The Saints are right now are bottom feeders, and you know they pissed off because they gave that game away, so they're going to go in there head hunting. This team can really go on a stretch right now and win quite a few games. Like, I see double digits because this Arthur Smith got this team to win 7 last year, and the way that he's projecting to going right now, I can see 10+ with them. I can definitely see 10+ with them. So kudos to Atlanta, man. To me personally, as it stands today, no knock to your Bucs, DJ. They're playing the best brand of football because they have an identity and great coaching.
I said they're the best team in the South. Yeah. I mean, it pained me to say it, but you got to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. I mean, this team is playing and knowing their identity. And again, you have a head coach that knew what he wanted to do and making it happen. He came from Tennessee, where what they do, ground and pound. Hell, we can go back and now look at Tennessee and how they're struggling. And you're seeing now the after effects of losing Arthur Smith and what he is now transitioning over into Atlanta. He's doing the same thing. He has a quarterback. I mean, prior to the last 2 weeks, he's been turning the ball over, but he doesn't do much, but he's been pretty much efficient, you could say. If it's not there, what he's going to do, he's going to tuck and run. He's not going to think even second about it. You know what I'm saying? If it's not there, I'm gone.
Sorry.
Okay? So, hey, they're finding ways to make it work and win. And like I said, this bullshit.
Look. DJ, it was something, and yes, they did, and they should. Oh, I'm sorry, man. This thing keep clicking on, man? Anyway, the Falcons did trade Deion Jones. They had to get rid of him, right? So, but they had to get rid of him. I will say this, man. Arthur Smith, this defense reminds me of when the New Orleans Saints won their Super Bowl. I'm not ready to crown them as Super Bowl champs or any of that. The New Orleans Saints defense wasn't great that year that they won Super Bowls. So what they were able to do was get turnovers. And they were able to sustain drives, move the ball, score points, do all of that. They got a fumble recovery. They got 2 interceptions. They scored on their defense. And one thing that I'm going to consistently say each week, damn near, they're getting turnovers, man. They're forcing turnovers, dog. They're one of the best teams in the league getting turnovers. One of the best teams in the NFL. And yes, this is the scary part about the Atlanta Falcons. Don't forget that the Atlanta Falcons have the most cap money coming in next year.
That's a good organization. They're running their organization correct. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. I mean, God damn it! I gotta see Sean J on Wednesday. There's some shit.
Oh, I don't even want to send him the link. I promise you, Sean. I hope you looking at this, dog. I don't even want to send.
I mean, like I said, from a optic standpoint, me and you saw what the Atlanta Falcons were, what they were. It wasn't like we were very allergic. We just didn't know how fast it was going to translate, and we expect 3 other teams to be. They say they were going to be great, but they've been pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, overall, been really bad. So with I guess, look, you got like this, right? It was like this at first, and now Atlanta's coming up here, and this division's like here now.
Yep.
Even though this right here is still they're working towards something, it's still higher, you know what I'm saying, than what South looks like. So that even Sean Jay with the belief of how good he thought his team was going to be, I don't think he saw the South being this bad. If he did, if he said, I mean, he probably going to say he did. I would. You know what I'm saying? Just a big, because he's been right about that. I would. But come on, man. But,
right. The Atlanta Falcons are top 5 in the NFL in takeaways. And I want y'all to listen to these teams. You got the Buffalo Bills. We know Sean McDermott and what he does on defense. You got the New England Patriots. We all know what Bill Belichick does in defense. You got the Baltimore Ravens. We know what that defense does. And you got the current Philadelphia Eagles, who is just looking like the best team in the NFL. And that defense, we expected all of that. And then you have the Atlanta Falcons. And the way that they play football translates to December and January. Running the football, being a physical, imposing their will on teams, it carries over to December and January. So I'm
be honest about it. The best teams right now are running teams in the NFL, even though the NFL tried their hardest to make this a quarterback-centric league, a high fly, all this stuff. No, because teams are now playing off coverage, cover two. They're not allowing you to get on top of them. You know what I'm saying? So you have to run the ball. Hell, the Giants, nobody saw the Giants being in good, but guess what? Saquon's been healthy. They're running the ball. They're staying in games, playing good defense. They're freaking 5-1. Philadelphia Eagles, they do both. They can throw and run. Bills, they can throw and run. I mean, Patrick Mahomes and them boys, they can throw and run. I mean, hell, Atlanta Falcons, they can't throw and run, but they can run that hell out that goddamn ball. You run the ball, I mean, you're gonna have success, and that's what it's looking like right now in this league. And that's probably why people are like, oh, the game doesn't look as good, because it's defense and running.
There you go. Which the two things I love in the game of football. So whenever you can do, and I guess that's another reason why I'm high on the Atlanta Falcons, is because their identity is exactly what I wanted my identity to be. DJ and I talked about this 4 years ago before Tom Brady got here, and felt like our teams were going to be projecting up because we were starting the rebuild process and period before Atlanta and the Saints because of what their cap situation was like. Tampa was able to make moves and start winning and won the Super Bowl out of it. Carolina hired a college coach and put the team in purgatory hell and made it much worse than what it was. And now they got to dig out, and it's another 3 to 5 years before they probably get to that place where they're going to truly be potentially competitive, depending on if the hire is right on the coach. The Atlanta Falcons did some things, and thank you, Chris. The Atlanta Falcons did some things, and they said, guess what? This offensive line, we can make better, but we can't have a statue in the pocket. Very similar to what DJ's been talking about, because the quarterbacks has to translate to more.
Evolved. The NFL has evolved. I mean, it's just that simple. You can't.
And that's why
you can't have a quarterback that just stands in the pocket. Because Matt Ryan over there, the Indianapolis Colts for years have probably arguably the top 3 offensive line in the NFL.
That's right.
They still got Quentin Nelson and players like that over there. And Matt Ryan over there getting hit like a mug.
Yes, sir.
He's getting hit like crazy. It's I'm telling you, these defensive linemen have become so athletic, and offensive line play has diminished a little bit. You have to move the pocket. That's what this league is. That's why every quarterback that's in the top 5, top 6 of quarterbacks coming into this league, you ain't find no statues. Your biggest statue is that kid out of Miami, Van Dyke, who's they're putting up there to be one of the better, players, whatever.
No,
but shoot, I think he's probably gonna have to be on the end tail, because you can't have that. You know what I'm saying? But that's something I obviously, like, me and you watch a lot of football outside of just the South,
right?
And I guess today, me watching football, that's why I came on here kind of mad, because I watched a lot of other games.
Okay,
and it's very obvious where this NFL is right now. And Arthur Smith and them, they understood that. They knew Matt Ryan was that was the past. This is not the NFL of today, and we need a player that can fit that. Marcus Mariota might be on the lower end of it, but if you're still at the pace of what this NFL is, you're still going to look good, and that's what they have done.
And I want to give kudos to Terry Fontenot, I believe is his name. Kudos to you. You've drafted it well. Drafted very well. You got guys that people were kind of like, huh? What? These are they getting what?
Yeah, Frank Reich gonna get fired.
Yeah, he has to get.
He gonna get fired. Yeah,
he has to get fired
for him. Yeah,
and you've put a product that's ahead of the time. They shouldn't be where they are right now. They talked about we're rebuilding. He's our stopgap, and you got a guy that you got stashed over there at quarterback that could potentially be the best quarterback in this last year's draft. Yeah. And you have him stashed right now, learning like Patrick Mahomes did. Let's think about that.
I've been talking about Desmond Ridder. You know, I've been.
Yes,
after I watched Cincinnati versus Indiana, I was all in on Desmond Ridder. When I watched that game and the way he pulled his players together and did what he did, and he threw them back into the game after coming close to almost throwing them out of him. He changed it over, flipped it over, and then we saw in the preseason. I mean, he's giving his players down the field a chance to, and then he threw a touchdown game winner in the preseason. I mean, I don't know. There's something about players like that. Yep. That's why I keep on, I know Sean Jay's trying to hold him back and everything like that. But there's something about players like that. We've seen that with your Russell Wilson, your Dak Prescotts, and players that weren't top tier looked at players, but then you saw him playing, you're like, okay, he understands this and he gets it.
Right.
And that's why we feel the way we do about Desmond Ridder, and that shit just makes me sick all the day. It got me sick when I saw they drafted him. You know what I'm saying? I was pissed when they drafted him.
Yeah, you were definitely more pissed than me. I'm extremely pissed now. I'm extremely pissed because what I saw, he was the best rookie quarterback that I may have seen in preseason. Like, dang, wow, this kid got it. He got a calm, cool, collected presence in the pocket. He knows how to deliver certain throws to receivers. He's not super duper mobile, but he's mobile enough to be able to scramble and make some plays and move. He got good size on him. He's a heck of a prospect. And I think by the great coaching, and I've been saying it's been very good, not wanting to give Arthur Smith great yet. But what he did last year and what he's doing this year, I got to give the man credit. And shout out to Troy Anderson. Thank you for bringing him up. He's a guy that Carolina Panther Nation was looking at extremely hard because we needed a guy to fill, that Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis. We needed linebacker play. We needed somebody. This kid is just a baller. He's a playmaker. He can play all multiple positions. He was on offense. He was doing all kinds of stuff.
He's the defending style of Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, yes.
He does everything, but he's more of a thumper and more of a, he played quarterback, so he's a thinker. All that stuff, yeah. Troy Anderson is going to be a hell of a player. I mean, he's going to definitely be a really good player.
And I like, they got A.J. Terrell. We got A.J. Terrell, who I like. I don't think he's as good as Falcons fans think he is, but he's a very good corner, strong corner. I've always loved Richie Grant. I've been high on Richie Grant for, I don't know, even the last year. I wanted him. That was my guy. I'm telling y'all right now, Falcons fans, I wanted Richie Grant. He was a guy I mock draft all the time.
Yeah, the funny thing is, y'all picked up players that me and Mike, I wish we were on here. Like I said, y'all gonna see us this year when we look at prospects. Obviously that's way in the future, but we've been we do a lot of. We probably do need to get a segment now, looking at that. But yeah, we've been spot on with a lot of these players and players that we were excited about, players we wanted and we were looking at, and the way they just transitioned, and it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you got people like Mel Kiper that get shit wrong there. I ain't getting it.
So salute to Atlanta, man. Congratulations for being the only team to get the dub. I will say this: it's kind of like. Yes, Jalen Hawkins. Yes, that's another guy. That's a sleeper guy that I like too, that I've been waiting for him to kind of break out and do his thing, and seeing him be a ball, always just make plays. This team, man, and they got so much cap, and it's a desirable location. You got to think, Atlanta's Black Hollywood. That's what I call it, Black Hollywood. So it's a very desirable location for people to want to go because especially us, you know what I'm saying? But they big up the hip hop community. I mean, they support the team too whenever they're winning. I know they ain't too big on you. I know how y'all Falcon fans are. We know how y'all are to stay and be butt naked. But kudos to y'all. Y'all are going in the right direction, man. I think you're ahead of the time, ahead of the curve. I expected y'all to be this maybe 2 years from now. But right now, y'all are going to make the playoffs, get some experience, and come back next year even better to hopefully make a run actually in the playoffs. and kind of take over this division because Tom Brady can't come back another year. We don't know what we got at quarterback. The Saints, what are the Saints going to do? I mean, the Falcons are way ahead of everybody right now.
Yeah, I'll say they're going to be competing for playoffs, definitely. And I'm over 50% of them making the playoffs, definitely. But I wouldn't say they're shooing yet.
Oh, I'm saying they're shooing
because they've been so far one of the more healthier teams in the South too. We also got to put that in there as well.
They don't even have Cordero, man.
I understand that, but they got 2 other running backs that are definitely. I'm not saying they're Cordero. I'm definitely not saying that he's a playmaker. But they got their offensive line's intact. The defense line's intact. They got, I know your boy that you used to love got hurt at cornerback. But basically, for the most part, they're healthy. Yeah, I mean, they're healthy. And you talk about us with us, in 2020. If they can continue to stay healthy, yeah, they're going to be in the playoffs. But they got to stay healthy. That's the one thing that Atlanta has got to do right at this point.
Looking at this schedule, I'm calling it. They're going to make the playoffs.
That too. Yeah, that schedule is coming.
They're going to make the playoffs. And I'm just looking at the NFC and the picture of how things are.
Yeah, I don't look good at all.
No.
I don't.
So
I mean, we're talking about
kudos to all the teams that won. Oh, my bad. It was only the Falcons that won this week. Yeah. So go ahead.
We got the damn Philadelphia Eagles 5-0, Giants 5-1, and the goddamn Cowboys was about to get 2 losses, but
we don't know, man. It's 16-20, and I'm about to go check out this quarter of this game.
It was 10-20 when I was looking at it.
Yeah, I'm about to finish. I'm looking at kind of the little thing. That's kind of what the noise was going on. Sorry, I was trying to watch a little bit of it, but it wasn't acting right. But, I didn't want to be freezing up on y'all because I don't have it wired. But yeah, dog. I just this was a rough week. But it's October now, so I think October tells the picture of how teams are. I want to get through a little bit more, maybe about 2 more weeks, and then it's kind of like, okay, that's week 8 halfway through.
You have it.
Y'all got it, man.
Yeah, y'all got it. I can't say nothing about it right now. And then I kind of should have known Pittsburgh was going to beat us. So I ain't tell you, Mike. Yesterday I played. I coached my daughter's soccer team. Right. I played in a coaches only soccer game.
Oh, okay.
They why I strained my damn groin, dog. Like my shit hurt so bad. I've never had groin issues my entire career playing esports.
What?
This shit. Because this shit hurts, bro.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like you can't do nothing but walk straight. You do anything explosive, you turn your leg over to the side, you do a butterflies and stuff like. Woo! I've been trying to stretch it, continue moving it. You let it sit for a while, that thing, get stagnant. I hope it ain't long. I hope I strained it, not pulled it. This shit hurt.
Yeah, that's a tough injury, and I hope you didn't either, man. And plus, you're older now, so.
I'm only 35,
You're older than you were when you were in high school. So.
That's the peak time of your life.
Yeah, man. But I ain't got nothing else to say. Shout out to y'all dirty birds. It's been a while. I know. Yeah. Rise.
Yeah, go ahead, put it up there.
Yeah. Shout out
to dirty birds.
Shout out to my little brother TJ, man.
Doing Jamal Anderson and all that. I saw him swag surfing. Right. That's why I don't know nothing about that swag surf, boy. I take you back to 05, goddamn. Shout out to my little brother TJ Ricks, man. He's a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan, man. He's from the VA area, so Mike Vick was, he's from that area, so big on them. But kudos, man. Kudos to y'all. Dang, it's a 3-point game. Yeah, I gotta watch the rest of this one, man. But kudos to y'all. Rise up, take advantage of this. Be happy down there in Atlanta. I know it's been a little while. People rolled y'all off when you lost. Julio was gone. Calvin Ridley was done for the year. Deion Jones was gonna be traded. You lost Matt Ryan. All that stuff was going on, and everybody counted you out. Everybody counted you out. You said what? Coaching matters.
Yeah,
that's all I got. I mean,
coaching matters,
and there's a reason why they're about to be the number 1 in this division because coaching freaking matters. And Arthur Smith is head and shoulders the best coach in this division.
Facts.
I mean that should have been our whole damn pot. You know what I mean? That's really what this really comes down to.
Stay tuned because Wednesday we will be live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe 9.
We got for our final thoughts too. Cool heads always prevail.
Oh yeah, somehow. Yeah, be on the look for the final thoughts. Got to watch the game again, do some other things, but that might be the name of the show next week. Arthur
What?
Smith. Best head coach. Because
Yeah.
I already know Sean Jay is going to talk for an hour and a half on this show.
Yeah, so Atlanta fans, buy your little people, because Sean Jay is going to drag that thing out, man. He going to do it.
Yeah,
He gonna have
man.
the floor. Hey, this is what it is, man. This is
So
what it is
don't
right now.
don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Hey, all y'all Atlanta fans, man, make sure y'all share this because Sean is gonna have the floor and he is gonna mop us with it. So y'all gonna be having a ball on the next live, man. I promise you that. While we basking in our misery. DJ, man, you got anything else you want to say, fam?
Man, I ain't got nothing else, man. But you already know how we always end this bitch. We appreciate all y'all for checking us out for real though.
Much love, much love.